Okay, so Socrates has made the suggestion that in order to get a definition of justice, the easiest thing to do would be to try to determine what a just city looks like. And we'll use the Greek word for city, which is polis. In other words, what they're going to try to determine is what is the best political system that a political community, such as a city, could have. And so so you can see now, we're going to get into the problem of politics. We have already talked about one of the things that we want to determine is the problem of conduct. And now we're broadening this, and we're going to be talking about the problem of politics. We're going to get some political theory here coming. And so the discussion shifts to politics. Adeimantos, the young man, begins, and he suggests a simple yet efficient political organization. He says the simplest and most efficient political organization would be one in which each citizen pursues one task, something that he is uniquely suited for. This would be satisfying for the citizens. Everyone would be working at something that he is uniquely suited for. It would be efficient. And what you would have would be a community of producers, people who make things and produce things. And he says this is a just city. Glaucon responds and says, yes, that is a simple organization, but it's too simple. It makes a community resemble bees or ants. And he says, humans are more complex than this. Humans have higher needs. What about the arts in this city? What about leisure activities? And if the community prospers, it's going to need people to defend it. There's going to need to be defense. So you're going to have soldiers and a military. And now Socrates steps in at this point and says, Adeimantos' model we got here. Socrates says, yes, that is indeed efficient. But Glaucon is right about the city needing defense. So Socrates suggests a separate class from the producers. And we get a famous term here from Plato. Socrates calls this separate class the guardians. These would be the elite citizens. And he says two things are needed to be a guardian in his ideal city here. One is natural ability. And these people would have to possess, now remember these are the elite, these people would have to possess, and the Greek word is thumos, which means something like spirit or will, a competitive drive, very intelligent. So they have to have some type of natural ability, and then in the second, they have to be properly trained. They need to be capable in a time of war. Remember, these are going to be soldiers or military. But they should not tyrannize over the other citizens in time of peace. So they have to be properly trained. And Socrates now suggests a traditional conservative education for the young guardians. And I emphasize the young. We'll come back to the more mature guardians later. Okay, so Socrates' education for the young guardians consists of two subjects. One, they should be taught gymnastics. And by gymnastics, he does not mean what we think of as gymnastics as the Olympic sport with the parallel bars and the floor exercises and such. He just means physical training. These are going to be soldiers. They need to be trained. Their bodies need to be lean and muscular and athletic. And the second subject Socrates says, that the young guardians should study is music. And he does not mean what we think of as music. He means the gifts of the muses, in other words, the arts. Studying the arts would make the soul harmonious and gentle. And by the way, Socrates suggests that poets should be censored and only stories that teach moral virtue should be allowed. And only certain types of music would actually be allowed as well. This is, what we have here is a classical ideal of education. Socrates suggests an education for the young guardians that would be a balance of body and soul.